A second enthralling day in Durham left the outcome of the LV County Championship match with Middlesex in the balance after a terrific late fight back from the home side. Middlesex resumed their first innings on the second morning on 144 for 7 with a lead of 42, and Tim Murtagh was soon putting bat to ball, even though he was hit on the helmet at one point by Ben Stokes, who was given the ball from the start after his fine spell on the previous evening. Murtagh added 33 with Gareth Berg, who was then out for 37, edging a top ball from Callum Thorp behind. Graham Onions then dismissed Murtagh for a very valuable 25 in the same manner, before Michael Richardson claimed his third catch of the morning to get rid of Stephen Finn, as Middlesex closed on 185 for a first innings lead of 83. Durham needed a much better start than they had first time around, and Will Smith avoided the pair and pulled Finn for a 6. But Finn exacted his revenge in the same over as a flashing edge off the bat of Smith was grabbed above his head by Ollie Rayner. Mark Stoneman then edged Murtagh behind on 14, and when Gordon Mutchell started the afternoon session by losing his off pole to one that kept very low from Finn, Durham were right up against it once again on 32 for 3. Yet again the Durham top order had been blown away, and Middlesex were possibly fancying a win inside 2 days, one which will have put them right in the thick of the title race. For a short while at least they were held up by Stokes and Dale Benkenstein. Finn, being viewed by England selector James Whittaker, generated enough pace to send Stokes flying onto his back, before Toby Roland-Jones took advantage by getting his man, as Stokes got in a muddle and lobbed a catch to Joe Denley to go for 23 at 68 for 4. Benkenstein and skipper Paul Collingwood then took their side into the lead, and a more balanced game looked on the cards as they added what appeared to be a critical 31 runs for the 5th wicket in this low-scoring affair. But the visitors were right back on top when Benkenstein edged Murtagh to David Milan, to be swiftly followed by Collingwood, who was trapped in front by Roland-Jones on 14. And when Richardson was bowled by an unplayable grubber, Durham were on 119 for 7, just 36 runs to the good. The rain then came down, which allowed the home side, who are still searching for their first win in the championship this summer, time to regroup, and when they returned to the middle, Scott Borthwick began the fight back. But it was the innings of Thorp which gave his side real hope. Deciding that a ball with his name on it was probably just around the corner, he went after the bowling and smashed his way to 36 off just 24 balls, 7 of which he struck to the boundary in a partnership of 60 with Borthwick for the 8th wicket, the best of the match to date. Borthwick is making a habit of scoring important runs down the order too. He lost Thorpe with the lead at 96, Murtagh finding the edge to give John Simpson a catch behind the wicket. Finn then proved to be too quick for his possible England rival Onions, before Borthwick and Chris Rushworth took their side to 200, the first time either side had managed that in this bowler-friendly contest. Finn finished off the innings by having Rushworth held in the covers for figures of 4 for 80, as Durham were all out for 200 to set Middlesex 118 to win. Sussex had struggled to knock off 94 in Durham's last match, and the home attack was soon proving that this was going to be no gimme for Middlesex. Onions had Sam Robson taken by Borthwick, and before Middlesex had even managed to get off the mark, they were 2 down as Chris Rogers cut Rushworth to Smith. 0 for 2 was hardly the start to calm any nerves for the Middlesex batsmen, but in Denley and Milan they had 2 talented players to get them out of this developing stew. They took the total along to 26. But this remarkable game was about to have another twist. Milan let a ball from Rushworth smack him on the pads right in front. Owen Morgan missed an in-swinger from Rushworth and was also given out leg before. And Denley nicked Thorpe to Borthwick to put Durham as favourites, with Middlesex now on 38 for 5. 80 was still wanted with half of the side back in the hutch. As the game went on beyond 7 o'clock, a couple more wickets would have given Durham plenty of confidence. But Simpson and Roland-Jones saw out the final 25 minutes to leave the game on a knife edge. One thing is for sure, if the weather holds, this match will be over on the 3rd morning. Middlesex will resume on 58 for 5, still needing a further 60 runs to win. Durham need 5 wickets. So who's your money on? It's now too close to call in a match that both sides need to win for very different reasons.